Chip Amoe is Michigan State University's new Director of Sustainability, and he's leading the Office of Sustainability at MSU. And Chip, great to welcome you to the university and to the program.
Thank you. Great to be here.
Can you start a little bit, give us some of your background leading up to your time joining us here in Spartan Country?
Sure. For the past almost 5 years, I've been the Director of Sustainability for Henry Ford Health in Detroit, which is also a new MSU partner. So really excited to kind of stay within the family and to keep growing that. And so I was there for 5 years, built the sustainability program from the ground up. We had a voluntary green team for years at Henry Ford, and that kind of fell by the wayside due to retirements. And we really, I came on and asked for the opportunity to take on the new role and to grow this. And I think we've made a lot of progress in the short 5 years, especially given COVID and all of that. So it's been a great run. But I'm excited to take what I've learned there and bring it here to the Spartan Nation.
So what attracted you now to come to MSU to lead this office?
Well, it's a great platform, given the history of the university. I mean, we're the oldest land-grant university in the country, and so we've got a great history. You've got great proximity here to our, to our state leaders, and but we're doing all the things that are important for sustainability in the future. I mean, I truly believe that climate change is the biggest threat that we all face across the entire globe, and that it is the existential threat that we all have to address. But here at MSU, we're working on a lot of the things that have an impact, not just on climate change, but sustainability broadly. Everything from packaging to supply chain to agriculture. All of these things are critical to addressing sustainability and improving the health of our people and our planet.
We're all green in more ways than one here, Chip, you're right. And give me a little bit of how you originally got interested in this area and why you're passionate about it.
Yeah. I've always been passionate about the planet. I grew up in Michigan, so I actually my formative years were I grew up in Alpena, and I've lived in Grosse Pointe and Ann Arbor. Don't hold that against me. And spent time in Traverse City and my wife's family. So I'm really, all in on Michigan and the natural resources. And so it's always been a passion. I started recycling before it was cool and was pushing my parents to do it. I'm the guy that digs the recycling out of the trash in my own home and pulls it out, So I've always had a passion for it. And my graduate degree was in urban and regional affairs from the University of Pittsburgh, and I've always believed that our built environment really has a big impact on our health, and that as we're redesigning and redeveloping cities, and I had a particular passion about doing that in Detroit, that we needed to do that with an eye towards health if we're going to redesign and redevelop cities. And so that's kind of what got me into it. I'm a cyclist. I'm a triathlete, or recovering, or maybe pathetic, I guess, one of the two. But I've done that, and so I really believe that the built environment, creating bikeable, walkable, livable places is important. And so when we had the opportunity to kind of merge both health and sustainability and, the advocacy, which my background is in government affairs, to really take and be an advocate for a more sustainable and healthy environment.
That sounds great, Chip. And talk a little bit about the mission of the Office of Sustainability, how it's evolving, and sort of your role, where you want to see things go.
Well, I'm on day 4, I believe, in this. So a lot of it is it's going to be a big learning opportunity, a listening session, learning all about what we're doing. I actually just spent the past 2 days at the My Healthy Climate conference in Detroit, where they're rolling out the plan to implement the governor's new My Healthy Climate plan. And that's been a really, that's going to be a big opportunity. So for the university, it's how do we help, continue to support the state in their efforts? How do we support businesses and other industries in their effort? And how do we lead by example? And that's really, I think, where we're going to be focused early on, is how do we lead by example, be a living lab for products, new ideas, new ways of doing things, and then to really be a resource to the state and its industry. giving them practical ways to do things, helping them to implement sustainability, because it's going to take more than just us doing it. It's going to take the entire state, the entire nation, the entire world, frankly, to be able to do this. And if we could provide ways to make it easier for people to make the healthy, more sustainable choice, that's what I want to do to help really expand this, because we need to move fast on it. This isn't something that we wait until 2050 until it's over. It needs to happen now.
And you started to answer it, Chip. It's sort of, and I know you're just getting started, but some short-term goals, and if you've had time to think about some longer-term ones.
Like I said, short term right now is really to just get an understanding of all the great work that we're doing on campus. You mentioned why I was attracted here in the first place. We have our own MRF, which is a material recovery facility for recycling, our surplus store, which is amazing. I wanted to roll something out like that at Henry Ford. So those are some really great things. How do we expand on those? How do we continue to do more with those? Those are some great resources. So really trying to understand what we're doing, how can we expand, and then long-term, looking at opportunities to partner with other companies to implement new technologies here on campus, to leverage the research that we're doing at our campus, and really to try to put those in place. So really trying to look at it holistically, and not only that, to really embed sustainability into the culture, to literally lean into that go green, and really make it part of our culture so that it's just who we are as a university.
Yeah, I can sense your passion for this work. And along the way, as you pursue some of these goals, both maybe some challenges, but some opportunities as well.
Well, I think with any large organization, the challenge is always, getting breaking down the silos, coordinating and doing that. So I don't care, what organization you are, there's going to be silos, there's going to be, opportunities for collaboration. So I think those are going to be big challenges with any big organization. It doesn't matter. I certainly have that at Henry Ford. You go to any university, they'll all probably tell you the same thing. So making sure that's part of the culture, is creating a culture so we're all singing from the same song sheet and working and rowing in the same direction. But like I said, the opportunities are tremendous, given, again, our history, where we're located, all of our work around agriculture, the land that we have around us, the communities, but not just here, our footprint at our satellite campuses as well, in Detroit and Grand Rapids and Flint, and leveraging our extension programs as well to really spread that. So those are the real opportunities that I see. Is we're doing such great things. It's a matter of really just coordinating and then setting a vision and helping to get us there.
And Chip, I don't want to say buzzword, but the word sustainability has seemed to come to mean a lot of things to a lot of people. I just wonder how you define it.
Well, the traditional definition of sustainability is meeting today's needs without sacrificing the needs of future generations. But I really look at sustainability as kind of a holistic. Climate change is obviously, as I mentioned, the most existential threat that we face, and that is a big thing. But sustainability is more than that. It's about really creating healthy environments, both internal and external. I said, when I was in healthcare, we were having an arms race of cancer institutes, right? Everybody, you can't turn on the TV or listen to the radio without hearing an ad for XYZ Cancer Center. But we need to be looking at how do we prevent cancer in the first place. And a lot of that is through chemical exposures and things that we put in our bodies, either voluntarily or involuntarily. So how do we address that? So really looking at not only climate change, and energy use and water conservation, but really looking at the chemicals of concern that we have, making sure that we're creating and building environments that are conducive to physical activity, to reduce the need for cars. I know that's a challenge here in the motor state, but they walkable, bikeable cities can coexist with cars, and we can still be fine with that. But how do you create that infrastructure and develop that? There's going to be lots of demands on the state of Michigan, especially as climate continues to change and people flock to the state as kind of the respite for a lot of the climate challenges that we have. And so I think we're going to be needing to think about that from a whole range of things. But I guess the last thing I would say with sustainability is really taking that triple bottom line approach of people, planet, and prosperity, because if it doesn't save money and it doesn't make financial sense, it's not going to be sustainable. So really keeping all those three important pillars in mind.
And Chip, is there anything important I haven't asked you or that you want to share with us, or just sort of summarize as you get started what you want Spartan Nation to know about you and your office?
Just that I'm open to new ideas. I like to think big, create a vision. My office door is open, or I'm available. If you have ideas and want to share, I'm open to new ideas and new ways to do things. Two things that I hate to hear is, A, we've always done it that way, and so I don't want to hear that unless you're coming at it and say, but we can do it differently. And two, I don't like to use the word can't, because we can do anything we put our minds to. It's just a matter of resources and having the will to be able to do that, and we know Spartans will.
And Chip, great to get to know you a little bit, and thanks for sharing your passion with me today.
Well, thank you so much. I appreciate being here, and I'm looking forward to getting going, and go green.
Go white. And that's Chip Amoe. He's the new Director of Sustainability at Michigan State University, and much more about Chip and his team at simply sustainability.msu.edu. And I'm Russ White. This is